Hello, hello, friends. How are we guys doing? All right, let's get started. All right, it is 5:30, and it's your boy, Christian, the moderator, who's now taking over Emily's little job of taking you through today's bootcamp, which is Unreal Engine. So today we're gonna have a little bit of a blast. We are gonna take you through some level design for today, and basically what that entices means that we are gonna make a scene in Unreal Engine. I'll guide you through just like the navigation, how Unreal Engine works. And yeah, we're gonna have so much fun today. I'm really been excited for this one. So unfortunately, Emily will not be making it in today. There is a bunch of work at her place because she is graduate from school and has a job and has to stay around the office for a little longer today. But I was told that I need to say hi to all of you. So we are without a moderator. So I'm be doing 2 jobs today. So we'll see how that goes. To those who don't know who I am, my name is Christian. I am on the 4th semester here at Copenhagen Academy of Digital Arts. Which is then my 2nd year. I'm currently in my semester projects, and after school I'll be going to something called DADIU, which is a 5th semester where you will be collaborating with a bunch of different schools. So that's super exciting, where we'll be making video games. And hey Jan, good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, like I said, Emily is not in today, and I'm then therefore, well, actually, it is now my task to guide you through Unreal Engine. Now I've been talking quite a lot. I hope that the sound quality is good. I hope the music levels is alright. So I'll just do a quick mic check. Can you hear me loud and clear? Is there something that is? Yeah, I hope that everything is working as it should be. Now, hello LinTube, good to see you. Well, Everything is fine. Great. Swampy, good to see all of you. Glad to see you guys make it to this time around. We will get right into it. So first of all, I hope sincerely that you have installed, first of all, your Epic Game Launcher, because that is the portal where to get, where you are gaining access to Unreal Engine. So I will quickly go over here. This is your Epic Games Launcher. You will find there is 3 tabs. If you have played a little bit of Fortnite, I could imagine you're quite acquainted with this launcher. But today I will not be taking you into the library and play video games, even though that will be fun. But we will actually be going into Unreal Engine. Now, if you haven't installed the engine yet, I did. You can see in the pinned comment, hopefully, that there was a little bit of guide how to do it. But do not worry, I will quickly show you how to do it. You'll go into Unreal Engine, and up in the tab there is something called Library. Here you will go in and you can then add one of your engine version. For this time around, we are gonna do 5.3.2, even though that the 5.4 has just been released. We will not be taking that one because that is still in an, well, it has been published, but we will try to avoid it because if you decide to do that one, you might have some features that I don't have access to. So to meet you on the same ground level, just like when we do Blender, it's like we do Blender 4.x or something. So this is the kind of the same here. So if you haven't, you can, and if this one's blank, we'll buy you a little bit of time. You'll press the little yellow button up here, and then you have a drop-down menu, and this is where you can locate the engine versions. So this is the one that we are going for, 5.3.2. And of course, if you have one thing that is already installed, you can go in and then press launch here on Unreal Engine. Stefania, hi! Oh my God, how fun that you're hosting. This is going to be chaotic. I promise you, I'll be a little bit more well behaved this time around. I will not be screaming into the mic as I did last time around. But hey, great excitement here. So yeah, get yourself and launch this one. I do have to warn you a little bit. Unreal Engine has is quite a huge program. I think it's around 30 gigabytes of storage. So I hope that you have a little bit of storage ready for you, and have some fast speed if you haven't installed the engine version yet. But as always, I mean this whole live stream will be going up as a VOD, like a video on demand. You always can watch afterwards, so you can then have that open in one tab and then just follow along, because we'll take it slow today. So is everybody ready, or are we missing someone? Has everybody installed the engine? It's just like, let's ready to rock and let's go. I hope that is yeah. Also, as per usual, I have to warn you that the latency, that means that when you write something in the comments, I will be, if I'm a little bit slow to answer, I'll do my best as soon as you guys popping up. I'll try and answer as best. But if there is a little bit of silence, I'm not ignoring you. I promise you, everything will be answered. But yeah. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, I will show you, because I can see Stefania just needs a little bit more second, but I can see LinTube is ready. I think that is amazing. I would like to show you some of the stuff that I did when I started out with Unreal Engine. So here at CADA on the second semester, you are being tasked to do a game project, which is an 8-week-long game project where you will make everything from the bottom. That means all assets has to be created, textured, all characters needs to be rigged, animated. And then you will be making what is called a walking simulator, which is getting from point A to B, and that is of environmental storytelling. So we'll kind of like dive into that, where we'll be setting up a camera in a scene, and we'll do some cool like asset placements, because we got something called Quixel, and I'll tell you more about that. But I will like to show you my I had like a week first where we did the exterior project. And then I had 5 days to do an interior project, and I would like to show you how that looked. So let's see if I can get this up and running. So yeah, So this was all made in Unreal using Quixel, all the mega scans and all the assets. So this is something that you can make. And I did this in 5 days, and I have only touched it. So this is like 2 weeks of knowledge. And at that time, Last of Us TV show was had just come out. So if you feel like there is a little bit of a post-apocalyptic flavor to it, yeah, that is why. And this is basically just kit bashing and just like taking a bunch of different assets that you can put in, and we'll try and yeah, see how it goes and see how much we can create in an hour and a half. So yeah, yeah, Stefania, you catched it. Last of Us. Oh, I actually also added the little guitar as a homage to Ellie, because I know that she is being taught how to play the guitar. So, but thank you guys, I truly appreciate it. But I think without further ado, I think that we should launch, and nothing's gonna happen immediately. So Stefania, if you just need one more second, I'll just quickly show the nooks and crannies. Stefania, don't make me cry on stream. Don't make me cry on stream. If we end up with this sort of scene at the end of this bootcamp, we are geniuses. Now, please be in mind, I had 5 full school days to do this, so it is quite limited, but I will do my very best of just trying to show you the ropes and kind of give you like a driver's license to Unreal Engine. And then by all means, even though that live stream ends, you can always go in and work a little bit more and just like, yeah, have at it. So, here is your Unreal project browser. In here, it basically shows you what kind of like templates that you can do. So there is a blank, which means there is no mechanics added. There is a first person. Oh, that's a very small thumbnail. I hope you can see it. Start is the half of it. Exactly. Then there is first person, where it's basically just like you see it like from first point of view, and you can like shoot, and there's like some physics that has been added. There's the third person, your classic, see from behind. There's a top down. To anyone who has played Baldur's Gate 3, I think that they will find that kind of view very familiar. There's also some augmented reality. We got some virtual reality, and then there's also a racing where you will then take hold of a vehicle and then you can drive around. So there is like a bunch of things you can do in here. There's also film, where you can do also like virtual production. You can do these DMX, where it's like you can do light shows and whatnot, especially popular for VJs. Yeah, there is an architecture with Archivist if you want to just show like a concept that is like really good for architects. Designs and whatnot, and yeah, product photo studio, product configurator, and yes, then there is also simulation at the very end. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to go into games and find this one called blank. I want you to tick off what is called starter content and ray tracing, because not all GPU supports ray tracing, so we'll try to avoid this and kind of just even out the playing field. So what I'm working with is something that you're working with, just so not I'm like, I'm sitting here with AK and ray tracing and no. Like, what I will be making today is something that you can make at home as well. So the first thing we do is we take blank, we'll tick off so we don't have this, we'll do blueprints, and we want to do a project name. I will just call this, what should we call this? I think we should do Unreal Bootcamp, and then I'll do version 001. And this is just because that we, why I'm doing versionings is because here at the school you are being taught how to do proper file naming conventions. So that means that whenever you work on something, when you override or something, you make a new version, you call it version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5. Instead of, as you probably have all experienced before, is the classic of you've been working on something and then you're like, right, final, and then it's like final, and then it's final, all caps final, or the final, or final, all caps final. Holy shit, what the hell is going on? Pardon my language. So yes, as soon as you have written something down for your project name, you're gonna do create, and then it's gonna work a little bit. Now here something that's gonna happen is maybe it's gonna be, if it's the first time, it's gonna do something called compile shaders. that can take a little bit of time, but just because I'm working on a machine that might be a little bit different from yours. You might be working on a laptop, or you might gonna be. Oh boy, they're already opening. No, you are. Sure. One sec. You might be working on a laptop or a station, a PC, or you got like 2 insane NVIDIA graphics card and whatnot. So just give it a little bit of time, and then I will just be showing you quickly around how this is working. Oh, and I hope everybody is doing good back at home, and so good to see all of you tuning in. To all of those who tuned in just before when I started, Emily is not in today. She's at her other workplace and just hauling ass because life, and she is a graduate, so she got a adult job. But I do promise that I would say hi to all of you. But she will be back next week for sculpting once again. So yeah, I hope to see you all next week. So has everybody this open now? Do you have what you're looking at here the same as I'm seeing, or do you guys need Stefania? I promise you I will say hi. I don't know if she will tune in because she will be sitting in her workplace, so I told her to just hop on in and say hi in the chat. We'll see if she shows up, then we'll all give a virtual high five to her. But yeah, so I'll be tasked with both moderating and live streaming today, so let's see how that goes. All right. So, welcome to Unreal Engine. This is what you're starting with. Yeah, Jan, I promise you, if you didn't get caught up and you're done with compiling shaders and whatnot, I'll gladly just run it back and just give you the quick ones. Or else you can also just jump in the video. Then it might not be live on the spot, but yeah, then you can follow along from there. Very easy as a start. So when you're moving the mouse around, not much is happening. Down here you have a content browser. If it's not shown up, I'll gladly just press this one away. This, what you're working with here, is the viewports. The viewport is basically also what you saw in Blender. That is just like, the square, what you're basically seeing. It's your view of what you're creating. What's really cool about Unreal Engine is that it does real-time rendering, so you're getting fast responses. It's using a render engine called vignettes, and basically what it means that you can do a bunch of things on the fly, which means that you can change everything from lighting and get an immediate response. So you can really sit there and tweak and don't have to go in and render something and wait to see if it looks good. So this is like a very fast way of seeing how the world is being created. Now, hold down right button, mouse button. That will kind of navigate, making you to kind of just to look around. If you are pressing, let's say, if we're looking at this ground here and I'm pressing with my left mouse button, you'll see that then I'm targeting the different things that you can see. By the way, this little dune kind of thing will remove all that, and we'll start from a blank canvas. But what we will then do is that we'll hold down your right mouse button, and to all the gamers out there, you will be familiar with the WASD or DWASD. I don't know how you pronounce it, but if you hold down W, you will start to move forward. If you're letting go and still holding down the right mouse button, and you're pressing S, you're going backwards. If you're pressing A, you're going left, and if you're pressing D, you're going right. This is basically just like a video game. And if I'm now pressing W, you can see that we're really moving slowly. What I want you to do while we're doing this, I want you to find your middle mouse and start scrolling on it away from you. You will now see that we're picking up speed. Now we're can really start moving around. And you can go ultrasonic speed. Yeah, okay. This mic can be a little bit too fast. And if it's going too fast, you can always scroll with the mouse wheel backwards, and then you will slow down. If you're a laptop user and you don't have a mouse, up here in the top right corner, there's this little camera speed. If you click on that, you'll get a little bit of a scroll where you can just kind of on here just change it around until you find a suitable word. So yeah. But yeah, that is pretty much just how to navigate around. And I kind of just want you to just right now, while you're in here, kind of just like fly a little bit around, get used to how to move around. I can also tell you, if you stand still and you hold, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the middle mouse button. If you hold that in, you will now work with vertical. So that means that you're now like moving up and down and up and down. So that can really help you out instead of like having to kind of like backing out or just like having to go. That can really help you out, especially if you're working with like vertical scenes. So I hope that everybody's now feeling a little bit comfortable about moving around in this little dune-looking scene here. But yeah, this is basically just the bread and butter of how to navigate. I'll just disable real quick my no cam, because out here on the right, this is your outliner. That was basically the same layout as you saw in Blender. So that means that everything that you put into the scene, you will find it out here. So you can see the landscape here. So if I press here, you can see that it's now popping up. I can then toggle the invisibility, turn it on and off and whatnot, and I can also delete stuff in here. So that is definitely going to help you out. There's a bunch of other things, but we will definitely have a look at it. So, back to me. Oh, quick little sippy, because you know, performing can be a little bit taxing. So give me a sec here, guys. All right, let's get to it. Getting back to that content browser that I just deleted, you're gonna press Control Spacebar while you're in this scene. This is basically just gonna pop up what all the assets that you've been added to the project itself. It doesn't mean that it's in the scene, but that is like where you where you can go in and find all the stuff that you're gonna download, and that's also where you can find basically the assets. Especially if you're taking something from Blender, all your textures, all the good shenanigans will be found in this one. I have a tendency to that I kind of like. I like to have a lot of real estate assets. Yeah, yeah. I did notice. I was just like, oh, I hope nobody was listening to it. Now to go back. I like to work with a big screen, so I kind of like to just like kind of go back and forth, just like tapping the Control plus Spacebar to pop it up. But if you do like to have it and just like maintain constantly, get it up, and then out here in the right, I'm just gonna disable again my no cam. Out here there is something called Dock in Layout. When you click that, it's basically just gonna weld it together, and then it's gonna stick there on. Unless you ask it to be removed, which is by closing this one down. So we're gonna create now our own level, and by doing so, when you're in here, you have a folder called Content. I like to then do right click, and you're gonna get a pop-up now. There is crazy amount of things that you can add here, varying from materials to naming textures, blueprints, audios, but we're not going to focus on any of that. Today is purely aesthetics. So we're going to press on level, and we're going to call this something. I did a forest last time, and I really liked how it was looking. So we're going to create a forest again, but I'm going to remix it up a little bit. So I will call this forest level. And you can call it whatever you like. You might have something inside your head. You're just like, oh my god, I want to make this, or want to make that. You name it, whatever. Or you can also just call it level. That's totally up to you. It's your own project. You do whatever you like. When you've done this, we're gonna double click on it. That means that we're now gonna go into that level. So if you're doing like a full on, like a massive like AAA, you're gonna have a crazy amount of these levels. So imagine like you are going into a house that's gonna load another level. That is basically how this works, and then you can link those between each other. That is a little bit more technical. We will not be going into that. Today we're just doing purely the visual style of it. But by clicking this, you're gonna get a pop-up saying, do you want to save the content? As a good practice, always save selected. It's just to make sure that nothing is being is being left behind. Of course, if you've been messing around and you don't want to keep it, don't save. But I would like to do save selected. And now it's pitch black. And you're probably thinking, Christian, how dare you? Are you showing us how to make just a completely dark level and then you're just gonna bail out? Yes, I am. Thank you for today. Bye, guys. No, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. But here's the thing. When you create a new level, there's nothing in it. So we need to become a little bit of... we're gonna do a little bit of, how do you say, we're gonna create the light that is in here. What I want you guys to do is I want you to go and hold on a second. You're gonna go into window up here, and you're gonna get a drop down of a list of things you can do. I want you to locate what is called environment. Fastest bootcamp ever. Let's go. Please, if I'm going too fast, just hold. Ask me to like slow down or repeat something. I'll gladly do it. It's basically just the whole setting up takes just a little bit of time, and then as soon as I show you the ropes, we can kind of just like jam out together, and you can like go in and find assets. I'll go in and find assets, and you can design your level, and then we're just like, yeah, I'm showing you small cool tips and tricks. This is a very chill session because it's just the setup that takes a little bit of time. But please, let me know if I'm going too fast here. Now, to create light, we're going up to right up here in the far left corner. We are going to Windows. Go down to what is called Environmental Light Mixer. It's right under World Partition. Once again, we're going to Window, go down, and we'll find Environment Light Mixer. And this is basically just getting a new pop-up where it's asking you what kind of light should we create in here. Usually for this, we want to add all of them, but I'm gonna do them slow so you can see what is happening and see how they're slowly being added and why we're creating them. First of all, we're creating skylight. This is basically just creating not like a dome, but now we have some sort of like values and parameters that we can work with. Nothing has happened yet. Wait for it. We're gonna create the atmospheric lights. Still nothing has happened, but these are just the parameters that we can work around with. That means that we can mess around with the colors and whatnot. Now it comes in. Sky atmosphere. And we're gonna do volumetric clouds, because now we got clouds, and now we're creating height fog, which is basically just to give a little bit of kind of just give a little bit of depth, and also we can change this one around, and I'll show you all the stuff to do here. Bam. So you can see how that now we have a little bit of height where we can just start to just like change the height of it. And so yeah, if you want to go full out Silent Hill on this, the world is your oyster. But just to show you the amount of things that you can do in here, have a look at this. You can change everything in here. If you want scorched earth, the world is doomed, red light, you can do that. If you want to change the color of the fog, if you want to change how intense the sun should be, like all of these can change something, but I will not go deep into it because yeah, you can geek out about it. So close this one down, and now this has everything been saved. Now will be a good time, as will just be safe. Just remember to Control S throughout, because Unreal Engine is, after all, a program. So make sure that you save throughout, because there could be a crash. We never know. So save early and save often. So then the next thing we're gonna do is that, as you can see, are we in heaven? there is no floor. So what we basically, you can maybe see here. I think it actually has a tendency to spawn you below Earth, but if we go up here, you can see here's the grids from where this is where ground zero is. This is like 0, 0, 0, and we know where the layout is. By doing this, we need to go into this up here where you can see your level name. There is this drop down here, and you get some different options, modes that you can go into. The one that I want you to press is landscape. The shortcut for this one is Shift 2. I will not show you all the shortcuts. That is something that you can learn by yourself, like throughout muscle memory. But kind of just also to just show you where it is, because if I do Shift 2, you wouldn't see where you could locate these type of tools. So if you go into landscape, and again you can find it up here again in the left right corner, just below window actually, and you're gonna do what is called landscape. Oof. And if I hold down middle mouse, I can just like show you what is happening here. And you can see that it's now showing like a blueprint, you could say, about what kind of ground we're about to make. There is different options in here. You could import from file. That means that if you've created something in Blender, let's say you created like a massive landscape, you could import that and it will take that geometry and then create it from there. From this one, I will show you how to sculpt, so we can make some small hills and whatnot. There is this option down here which is called scale. Scale basically you're asking it to just how wide do you want this, to make sure that we all are playing the same game here. I kind of want to just keep this 100, 100, and 100. And by doing so, you don't want to like kind of just like, oh, can I go all the way back here to hit 100? You don't have to. If you can see out here, there's a little bit of a button here. This is to reset the property to its default value. If you press that, it's gonna go back to the default setting that it was in the very start. That means you don't have to fiddle around and kind of just like, oh, it was 100, but I can't like hit it precisely. That button will be available across all the different assets and settings that you're doing. So it's going to be your best friend. It's basically just a Control-C, but it gets back to the default value. You can also press this one. Now, don't do it. Fill world basically means it creates an infinite landscape. So if you want to go full Minecraft on it, you can do that, or if you want to make World of Warcraft map like the entire Azeroth 1-to-1, you can also do that. I do have to warn you, it tanks your PC so much if you press that one. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you guys want to play along, I think we'll do 100, 100, and 100, so we're making sure that we are on the same page. When you're in here, we're gonna do what is called create. Bam. Now we have our little layout, or our little worlds. And as you can see, we now actually jumped over to the next option, which is sculpting. And sculpting is now your way of like, if you want to create like rolling hills, or you want to create mountains. And I will show you how to use these tools to create somewhat of a landscape out of this. Holding down the left mouse button and still using your WASD will help you greatly to move around. I like to be a little bit somewhat close here. Again, I'm gonna close down my content browser just for now, just so I can see what I'm working with. And out here we have these landscape editors. You can go here and choose the different brush types if there's someone that fancies you, but also the brush fall off. So if you want like a little bit more smooth fall off, you can maybe go a little bit more like sharp. You can also do these like spherical, and you can also do like these type of like tips. For now, I will just keep it as a default value, but the tool strength is a very good one to use. So if I'm just doing the default value, I'm just going to zoom a little bit into, you can see. And when I'm pressing left click, you can see now that I'm creating the world, or I'm creating these, I don't know what you call it, elevations in the layouts. That is just the default value. Control-C to undo what you did. Now, if I'm going and I'm gonna max out, look at what's happening now. Like this is, it might be a little bit too much, unless you want to do like if any World of Warcraft players is in here. If you want to go 1,000 needles, or is it 1,000 needles? I don't think it's 1,000 needles. I think it's I can't remember. If there's anyone who's helping me out, is that I think it's is it in Kalimdor, where it gets flooded in Cataclysm, and there's just like these just stones that is like piled upon each other, and there's a little campsite, a horde camp up top. Why am I talking World of Warcraft here? I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So tool strength. Let's tune that a little bit down. You can also increase the brush size. So kind of take that mentality that you had from the sculpting class with Emily. So it's kind of in the same. So this is like your clay build up tool. So if we start then to turn this one up a little bit, you can also do the fall off. That's, I don't know if you can see, but that means just the entire area. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but basically the inner ring is where it's gonna be, where it's gonna make most of an elevation, and then it slowly like eases out, so it's giving a little bit more smooth one. So right now, go ahead and just make a little bit of sculpting here. It's the world is your oyster. I kind of want to go big here and just like, you know, get the 80. I'm doing the 80-20 rule here, so 80% of the work as fast as possible, and then spend the last 20% of like fiddling around. So let's just go in and do. Yeah, I'm just like freestyling right now. So let's I'm gonna do a little bit of rich here, and I'm gonna turn it down a little bit just to make it so it's not super flat. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of imperfection here and there and whatnot. Cool. So yeah, now you can see that we've created something, and I can see that the shadows is a little bit harsh here. So going back to the mentality, or not the mentality, for what you learned for the ZBrush. If you remember that when you did the clay buildup, if you held down shift, you're gonna smooth things out. So let's say that I'm like right here, and this is like too harsh. Hold down shift, and I'll start. Oh, sorry. I'm such a silly goose. I'm wrong here. If I hold down shift, it's actually gonna concave, or it's not. It's gonna make an. It's gonna do a cavity. So it's basically working against you. So that means that it goes back inwards. If you want to smooth things out, there is a smooth option box up here, where you can go in and then smooth the whole thing out. Just brushing away. But yeah, going back to sculpt, if you hold down shift, you're gonna start working inwards. So if you want to make like, you know, a creek, or you want to make like a canyon or whatnot, or you want to make like these like holes into the ground, shift and left click will then work downwards instead of upwards. So now I'm kind of looking at it, and you can see that it's, you know, it's kind of making these like flat surfaces, and I'm not too keen about it. So I'm just gonna take smooth, give it a full, not a full tool strength, but a full brush size, and then just slowly go over and kind of just like brush it a little bit out to make it a little bit more easy. Do remember, the longer you hold in and kind of like smooth around, that's where it's gonna try and flatten as much as possible. So at the very end, you can end up with basically just a flat plane from that point. Also, another trick I want to give you guys is that when you're smoothing, try and avoid holding down your mouse button for too long, because if you've been smoothing for too long and you've done it in one, and you've just been going at it for like for a long time, your control C is going to be very destructive, and then you're going to have to spend more time working on it. So try and just do it like in few brush strokes, I would call it. That just makes sure that your control C or your undo is small and minimal, and that gives you way more workspace. So yeah. So I'll just smooth around a little bit, and if you see something is glitching out, don't worry about it. It's just Unreal things, so it should be fine. And meanwhile, while I'm doing this, I want to ask the chat, how are you guys doing today? Are you guys alright? How's your day been? I'm hoping you guys are doing fine and amazing, and yeah, I hope you're having a good one and is enjoying this today's boot camp. Okie dokie, I think that will be it. I'm just gonna have a quick sip, and just to let you guys quickly get on with the show. Okie dokie. I'm saying okie dokie because I've been watching a little bit too much of the new Fallout TV show, so it's become a little bit of a habit that I'm saying it. So bear with me. Yeah. So all right, here we are. We actually got the. I would say I got pretty much the landscape that I wanna work with right now. This kind of leads us on to the next point, or should I just give you guys a few minutes? I was just going to ask if you have seen it because you're saying it, Stefania. You're very cultural. I like that a lot. I've only watched until episode 6, so no. Let's keep this spoiler free so everybody can enjoy the show because I don't know what went through Amazon Prime's head when they decided to put out the entire season. I binged those six episodes. I need help. Now this is a great, perfect timing, perfect timing. This, as you can see now in the scene, the shadows has gone completely ballistic right now. This is annoying. Don't worry about it. This is nothing permanent. Just give it a little bit of a move around. I think it's a render thing that Unreal does now and then, where it's just like I'm loading, and then it does like a little bit of artifact shadow casting. Exactly, Stefania. No spoilers. Everybody should experience that TV show for a long time. Experience it for the first time with no spoilers, of course. If you guys are ready, I will then show you the world of free assets that you now can populate, and we'll also add a material to this ground, because right now we can just play. I'm feeling like this is a massive chessboard that we are looking at right now. So I think it will be a great time to introduce you to what is called Quixel. Quixel used to be a third-party app or program that would work together with Unreal, where you could go in and get assets, and these assets are what is called megascans. And megascans is you're taking an object, let's say a pair of headphones, and then what you would do is you would take a crazy amount of pictures around, and you would scan it, and then you could then apply that as a highly scanned, detailed asset into their program, and then implement it into Unreal. And I can't remember when it was, but now they've actually made it so it's now incorporated into Unreal itself. So by doing so, and first of all, I just quickly want you guys just to go back to selection tool. I think that's a great practice. Always go back to that one. But right next to it, there's a little button saying quickly add to the project. Here, there is Quixel Bridge. Quixel Bridge is your friend. In here, you have heaps of materials, assets, assets. God, Stefania, why am I saying this? Assets. And you can choose whatever you like. 3D models, you want bricks, you want plans, you want whatever. The world is your oyster. Imperfections. It is absurd what you can find in here. You can see there's almost 15,000 assets to choose from. So it's you can really go down the rabbit hole with this one. Make sure as well that you're logged in. You need to log in one more time into your Epic Games launcher. You just simply sign in using the nifty little login tool. I'm just gonna quickly go over here and make sure that I am logged in. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it off screen, so just to make sure that you guys don't see my email, because that would be I trust you guys. Stefania, why? God. Yes, that's correct. Yes. Cool. Now we in. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find a material that we can add onto the landscape. I'm thinking I want to add a kind of a dirt. I can just do this in full screen so you can see what is going on. Let's see. We should add surfaces. Yeah, let's go in here and let's see where we can add. And see, the list just goes on. You want marble, go for it. You want rock, you want roofing, you can do a whole lot of things in here. Since we're going with a little bit of foresty, I think I would kind of go for this. Mulch, I've never heard of that word before. But sounds cool, so I will take that. Yeah, yeah, if you guys want to go full on alien planet, be my guest. There's so many things that you can choose in here. I kind of want to go easy, so we click on this one. And now I'm gonna hide my cam, and you're gonna get this option here. Here it's very, very important what you choose, because down here, first of all, there is related assets. God, Stefania, you've really gotten into my mind. There is this little option box here where you have qualities. I would recommend you don't go above medium. Medium or low quality will easily be sufficeable, because if you start going with high quality or highest quality, it's gonna eat up your hard drives so fast, because they can be quite heavy. So I would say medium quality or low quality, depending on how much disk space you have. So if I'm doing medium quality, I'll then press the green icon, which is download, and it's then gonna show me how fast it's going. And yeah, I think now it's been downloaded. Cool. And then we can just, I think it's just like saying add, and I think it's gonna be in here. Yes. And as you can see now in your content browser, now we got a new one called Megascans. And there's a neat little folder called Surfaces. I'm gonna, there's Surfaces, the forest mulch. And then you're having the textures, and then you have a material instance. Material instance is Unreal that has been set up. I can just show you, where it's become this little sphere where you can basically see how it's looking, and there's some small tweaks and what you can do. This is yeah, sure, no worries, we'll take our time. I promise you guys, we'll take this nice and slow. We do have 45 minutes left, so that's why we are running a little bit fast here, so I do apologize in advance. But this is basically just when you press this, this is basically open up the engine bay or open the trunk of a car and see what kind of what is this made out of? Like, what is all these? You can see there is the albedo, there is the normals and whatnot, and blah blah blah. We're gonna go into that in a hot minute. But by then turning off the no cam, when I press landscape, you will see down when I'm holding this and I'm starting moving it. Can you see that there is now a blue little icon here? Yes, you can. That means that this material instance can be placed down in landscape material. That means that we're gonna apply that texture just bam right onto it, and you will see how that looks. So taking your instance here and then add it onto. Ooh, we just got it changed. Now, it doesn't seem to have done very much, but if you look closely, you can see that it has been multiplied so many times, and that's basically, wait a minute, I can only subscribe, I can't download? What do you mean? Or use the asset? Wait, okay, hold on. So if you go in here and you do Quixel Bridge, right? Where are you guys seeing that subscribe? Because I cannot. Hold on, let me just I'm just gonna quickly give me a second to see what the hell you guys are talking about. Instead of download, there is a subscribe. Okay, so what happens when you press subscribe is it then asking you to go, but did you guys remember to log in? Because I'm quite curious now. Hold Hold on, let me just get in here and see if they've updated something, or else it's going to be very, very boring. Logged in. Okay, so if you are logged in, I'm just going to make sure that everything is working by the books. Hang with me for a quick second while I'll just double check, because that is very weird, because Quixel is... never. It should be fine. I think it's, I can see... Logged in and gets me in here. It's weird because like I've just visited Quixel Bridge website, and basically it just tells me everything is a-okay, and I haven't even put down a credit card or anything as of right now, so that is weird. I am kind of just like trying to figure out. Yeah, it's even just showing me. Yeah, okay, I can just quickly show you guys this. So in here you can see it's like purchased. Maybe you should just be aware of if you guys are, if you found something, but it should be free though. That's what boggles my mind. Huh, that's interesting. I download the asset and close the window. I can't see the asset in the browser. Okay, I will figure it out. Do not waste time on that. Go on with the bootcamp. Okay, Stefania, I will try and just hear out for a quick second. Archery, you downloaded the asset. That's great. So what you need to do here. So when you downloaded the asset, remember to export medium quality. That's just to make sure that you get that inside. Because if I take this and I just press download, you're basically just like downloading onto your displays. You haven't then so you can see it hasn't been added anywhere. Then you have to, and you're basically just looking at me. One more time. You press one of these. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just like looking down until I was just like, oh my god, you're just looking at me. So let's take this one. You're pressing download. You can see down here there is nothing in there. And you can see now it's been downloaded, but it hasn't been added. You need to go here and you have to say export the medium quality. So when you do that, bang. Did you see that it popped up down in the outline? You have to do that manually. That is one of the little quirky things that you have to do. If that one is then not working, you have to do the ads down here in the right one as well. So, but yeah. Where were we? Oh, Stefania, it's really bugging me. Let me get back to you. But yeah. Cool. You're very welcome. So, first of all, we're just gonna minimize this down here because as you can see, this is seamless texture. Seamless basically means that the borders around it can be added. So imagine you're like plastering up it like against each other. There is not gonna be any like cuts or whatnot. I fixed it. Okay, you need to tell me the secret sauce. Yeah, I'll be fast with this one. So, to fix this kind of like, these like insane tiles, when you open up the material instance, which is the one down here, open that up and you will get here, restart it. Have you tried turning it on and off again? The classic one. There is out here something called tiling and offset. I want you to, and this is the first option box that you can click onto. Do a drop down and then press enable. Bang. Now you can see that it has offered us some values. If I were to then, I can just quickly do it like this so you can see what happens on the fly. If I start changing this, you will see that it is absolutely weirding itself out. You can also do, yeah, one, or we can take these two and we can kind of like, and by scaling it down, you make the UVs bigger. So you can see here when I scale these down, you can see now they become a little bit more union all the way through. I found my to go to is doing, and you can also type in, is 0.02. 0.02 kind of helps you out. It's like pretty much for all mega scans. That's kind of the sweet spot. You can always do 0.01, 0.03 or something. It's whatever fits you the best. But just as a start point, 0.0 is a good, and then whatever number you like. And when I then remember to save, and this is just an option box itself, so you're only saving this material here. Bang. You can now close this down. How do I add it on the ground? Stefania, I'm glad you asked. First, you'll find your material instance, and then you'll want to press on the landscape that you're creating. And when you click on it and you want to like drag it somewhere, you can now see. Fuck, I need to do no cam. Sorry. When I start taking this little guy right here is highlighted. That means that this is a socket that can get the landscape material. You'll find it out in the outliner. You can't really miss it. It should be highlighted. If you maybe have been scrolling a little bit, make sure that you scroll to the top and make sure that you are down by the landscape. Then it should be fine for you. And then you can just drop it on, boop, and it should be fine. Did that help you out? I sure hope so, buddy. Cool. Next step is we should place a camera, because we are not making a game per se. So what we basically do, it will optimize the scene from what we're seeing from the camera. So that means you don't have to spend a lot of time, like, you know, adding trees or buildings from basically something that the viewer can't see from your scene. If you remember that abandoned metro, that is basically just the inside of a metro, and then I filled out. If you were to look from it from the outside, you wouldn't see a damn thing and it would look all wibbly wobbly. So we'll go up here, back to the same, quickly add to the project. You're gonna go down to cinematic, and you should then find the one saying cine camera actor. Bam! Now you can see there is a camera inside our humble little place, and it's also offer us a extra viewport where we can see what the camera basically is saying. And just like in Blender, pressing I think it's W, that can kind of help you out, like moving it up and down. You can pull on the reds, which okay, quick thing that I want you to guys do is press R and then find that center circle and then increase it in size by dragging your mouse to the left. That increases the size because then it's easier to spot inside the scene. If you press W, that is where you help just to move it around. Up and down is blue, left to right, and back and forward. If you press E as in Eric, you're gonna get this one. This is basically helping you with the rotation, so you can see that the camera is getting a little bit wibbly wobbly here. What I want to is find the blue, and I want to turn it around so we're seeing towards the landscape. And now you can just get a little bit of time, kind of go in. W for getting the transformation, E for the rotation, and R is kind of not really important because that is the scale tool, but that is just basically to help you out. So if you really want like a ginormous camera, if that fancies you, then do so. So I'm gonna get in and I want to kind of place my camera to see what would be like a good spot. For all the camera aficionados out there who's like to play around with like lenses and whatnot, I'll just quickly turn off my no cam. You will see out here there is like a crazy amount of options for focal length and the different lenses that you want to do. If you want to go IMAX 70mm, you can do that, or you could go Super 8, which is basically what you're probably your grandparents used to play around with. I kind of want a little bit of a widescreen, so I will do a what should we do? Should we do like a 16:9? Nah, should we go a little bit more wider than that? Maybe a full frame. No, Let's. Oh, you know what? I'll just stick to the 16 by 9, and as a zoom, I want to go on a. Let's do a 30 mil. Yeah, that's the stuff. How do I add it on the ground, Stefania? I'm glad that. Do you mean assets, or how do you add the material onto the ground? Oh, sorry. You. Oh, that was your early message. I'm sorry for that. Pardon me. But yeah, so now you can just go in and place the camera where you think that is gonna look pleasing to the scene. Oops, you damn right. And really use that little viewport extra to kind of get the look. I will think that this is a great spot. Yeah, I think this looks cool. Cool. Alright, we got 30 minutes left. I promise you we will get something out here today. So now I want to go back because now we're going to find the assets. So we go back to Quixel Bridge again. And since I want to kind of go a little bit foresty, I know for a fact... Ooh. Yeah, that is something that we need to have a little bit of a chat about. There's also something called Unreal Marketplace. I can just quickly show you what that is all about. It is also built into the launcher itself. And Marketplace is a place where you also can get more assets. Some of these cost money. I wouldn't recommend you at all to splurge any money on this in the start. What you will do is you're gonna do yourself a favor. There's something called Free of the Month, where it's gonna give you assets, stylized, crazy amount of things that you can take. For example, if you want to go full on Elden Ring, they are now giving away free assets to make a cathedral, and that is just for you to download. And usually it ranges between 300, I've seen sometimes 500 euros of savings that you do, where Unreal is just like, hey, take this, download it, it's yours, keep it forever. And if you want to look for more free stuff, just give me a sec. Yeah, I really, can I go back? Yeah, that's not nice. Thank you. Now we're back here. There's also a little drop down menu here where something called free. You can also find more mega scans here and whatnot, and of course the free of the month and permanently free collection. People have also made scenes that you can download and like kind of explore around, and just to download and trying just to see, oh, how did they build this? And it's super cool, and it also follows along with some learning courses. For me, I've already found some stuff here, so if I remember correctly, I have my mega scans. I don't know if I already downloaded some of these. Let's see if I already have something here. I would like, and yeah, Megascans also offers like massive trees and where they've done like, and I'm gonna show you in a hot minute. And also, all of this that you see here is what I've gathered throughout maybe like a year in total. So if you start practicing and you use your Unreal Blender a lot, Unreal Engine a lot, go in every single month and yeah. Yeah, John, it like they put out so much stuff in here. It is absolutely insane for people to use. So really check in. Usually they do it on the 3rd or the 4th day of the month. So I would say next week, roughly, or next weekend, go online and they probably have another giveaway. I want to get my damn. Can I do add to project? Yes, I would like to add that to that. That wants to download. We don't have time to download. Oh, I think that will be fine. It's only a few megabytes. Is maybe that one? No. Yeah. You can kind of get lost because like as soon as you start adding a bunch of stuff, you're just like, oh, where do I find these? So yeah, that is something. Yeah, while that one is downloading, we're just going to give it a few minutes. Then I would like to show you what is called Foliage Editor. And while that is downloading, I will show you the ropes of how that works. Go back to that selection mode also where you did landscape. The third option box is something called foliage. Now we don't have anything in here, so let's go quickly to Quixel and let's get us some. Let's get some. Yeah, what should we do? Let's add some weed. I can see I've already added a little bit. I've downloaded previously, so I'll just go in and add these guys. Again, go in and download if you feel for it. Oh, that looks dope. Yeah, see, I can't even help myself here. Is that like? Oh, that looks great too. I need to control myself. We only have like a half an hour left, so we should better get to it. Sorry. So we got this, and this, and this, and they've been added to the project. We should now go in here and do paint. And here you can see there's these static meshes inside of your content browser. So if I press on the first one here, and I go to the very last one, and I hold down Shift, and I click on that one, you can now see all of them has now been marked. And just like the instance material that we applied towards the landscape material, we're now going to take this and move it. As you can see now, it gives me what is called plus foliage type. You can see that it's changing colors, and you're going to drop it. Bam! Here we go. Now these suckers has been added to the scene, and now we can actually go a little bit crazy. I'm going to increase my brush size, and I'm gonna, just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm gonna go get close. And now you're gonna see something amazing that happens when I press this once. Did you see that? And now you can see, if I go in close, it has now scattered 10,400 of these across the landscape. That is absolutely insane. So imagine you just have a brush, a paintbrush, and now you can just use that on the canvas and your level basically, and just put that in there. I think it's a little bit too taxing. I know it's an instance, so that means that it just yeah, we should do a single instance mode. No, sorry. Yeah, just like this. And we're basically just going to take into account that what the camera is seeing. I'm going to turn down the density a little bit, so we're not going to go too overboard. I'm just going to add it. And it can be quite taxing on your PC. So it's really to just make sure that your lovely PC can keep up. So now you can just see that this landscape has just been filled to the brim with these great Uno, how's it going? Uno is going actually quite great. So to everyone who's watching at home, you probably know Uno from the sculpting class, where he did that cool jewelry, that little ring that was on there. Yeah, absolute beast when it comes to sculpting. Do not have his art station anywhere, but that guy is definitely worth checking out. Absolutely one of the most talented artists that I know here at the school. I hope to see him again in one of the sculpting bootcamp sessions and show you how the magic is done, because that is insane to see. Alright, as of right now, we're already on, 40,000 of these instances, so this can be quite taxing on your PC. When you're happy with your foliage mode, you can also go in and use erase. If there is an area you don't like, just remember to turn down. I'm trying to make you blush, man. Of course, but word is born, and I'm speaking the truth. Quickly to go back, erase is kind of like, just imagine you've been using your pencil, and now you kind of want to just avoid it. So by doing this, you're kind of just like removing a spot. Maybe you want like a tree, or you want an asset there, or you don't want it to clip with them. You can kind of go in and do this type of stuff. I'm quite happy with how it looks as of right now, so I'll leave it as it is. But this is just for you to kind of just like, mess around, have a little at it. We are going to use this foliage mode at the same way that we're going to use the trees. and that is truly where the magic is gonna happen. So if you have the whole world in your hands, you can also do single instance. So if you want to be like, oh, oi, and I want to add one there, oi, and I want to add one over there, and I want to add one there. You can go in and do that. I wouldn't recommend it unless it's rather larger assets, because imagine if you had to single-handedly place one of these small ferns across the place. I mean, it would take you forever. So I highly recommend you to use that loving paint tool. Going back, I just want to make sure that it's almost there. Yes, it is. I'm quickly gonna show you when that is done. We're closing in to 7 o'clock, but I promise you, this can go actually quite fast. Meanwhile, that's one is going. I'm gonna go back to selection. And you can now see that when I press on this, where is it? Instance foliage actor. You can see how dense this is, and it's quite crazy. And if I ever were to just like, I kind of want to see how it looks without it, there is this little visibility icon, as I showed you when we were in the starter scene in the desert. This is like kind of helping you out to just like kind of hide things if you're like not too super fond about what is happening here. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this is as of right now, and also we can then click back to we can click back and we can kind of see what the camera is looking. And if you want to like see entirely and kind of like pilot the camera, I want you then to go in, find the Cine Camera actor. What could be the problem? So I have a few suggestions. First of all, foliage. Make sure that there is a little bit of a checker mark. I added the textures as well. So first of all, make sure that you take, like I showed you before, highlights by first clicking on the one on the farthest left. Click here on and you go to the last one. You hold down shift so you can see all of them has been added. You then drag them in here, and that will kind of just like get them drop down into here. Then you're gonna watch to see if there's a little bit of a check mark that has been added, because if they're not been checked off, they're not gonna be added, because then you can because that is like kind of giving you the opportunity to be like, okay, I only want, let's say, this last one here. Now I can go in, into the paints. You can see this one is highlighted, and now this one is only being applied across. So try to take care of that, and also make sure on paint. And if you can't really see anything, try also and zoom close in, because fern and like these small bushes can be a little bit can be quite tiny. And if you see, if I'm like zooming out, you can't really see them. So make sure you get close. And also one thing I'm kind of inviting you guys to do is, if nothing is happening on like one of the parameters on the sliders, try and just, crank it, see what happens. Like, let's see, like, Unreal is a great place just to see, okay, what does this button do if I go 100? And this is what happens when I go maybe 10%. Some cases that can maybe kill a project or make it crash. Now would be a good time to save. So make sure, because now we're getting into like a little bit more heavy territory. And we're gonna go back to selection. We're gonna go and press the Cine Camera actor, right click on it, and you will see there is something called view option. And that is the pilot, the Cine Camera actor. This is what I'm watching through the camera, and that means that, and be warned, wherever you're now moving the camera, that's where it's gonna be. So if I want to get a little bit more down to the ground, or maybe want to have like a little bit of like a rolling hills kind of thing going on here, and I feel like, yes, this is a good spot. Actually, I really want to give it a little bit more. Let's see. Could we add a little bit of? Yeah, hell yeah! Let's go for a wide shot here. Boop. Volume. Yeah, this looks great. I'm very pleased with how my camera is now placed. What I'm happy about it, up here in the left corner where we find the selection mode and how to gain access to Quixel, there's this little eject icon that says stop piloting an actor with the current viewport. Boof. Now we're out and we can now move around, and you can see that the camera is where it's supposed to be. We're just quickly gonna make sure that we can see it. And now that should be fine. Alright, now let's get some trees in. So, now this has been added, so we're gonna do... oh, or has it been added already? Has it? Let's see. Let's see if... yeah, we're just gonna see what is happening when I place these one down, because it's basically just like trying the stuff out. God, we only have 18 minutes left. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. It's that's why I was having a little bit of just like we need to do this fast. But I promise you guys, you can just take the time out afterwards. Wait, hold on, it didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, right, because I am. Let's do common hazel, geometry, simple win. Let's see. Yeah, this is a static mesh. I think this is more correct. I'm sorry, guys. That was I went a little bit sidetracked here. And you know, PC to PC, something can take some time to load. It's just equipping yourself with either you are filthy rich and you have a very, very fast computer and you will not be waiting that long, or you have somewhat a mediate or maybe a fast PC, and it will still take some time to load these assets. So do not worry. Now and then it can be just like you're sitting and waiting, just be like, what is happening here? I hope everybody still can follow along and is creating some cool stuff. I'm gonna be a little bit unsure if we're gonna be able to take some time out. Oh yes, here we are. How about that, huh? Hell yeah. I was just gonna take a little bit of a quick second just to think what is happening. Preparing the shaders. Ha! Would you look at that? And now see, here is the most insane thing. Can you see that the leaves are moving? No animation, nothing, whatever. You can just add these and then you can see just like an entire forest just like, you know, swaying in the wind. It's actually quite crazy. You can also go in and do a little bit more customizations and whatnot. But yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, so this is actually the common hazel. So that is perfect. I'm gonna go in here. Laptop is crying. See, I told you, it is quite a taxing. Now, I have a recommendation for you, Lynn. If your PC or your laptop is absolutely dying right now, up here just under selection, there is an option called lit. Go ahead and press unlit for me. This basically turns off all the effects and the real-time rendering for you to use. You're probably going to see a massive amount of performance boost there, and then only press lit when it comes to placing lighting or rendering and whatnot, or trying to get the frame correct. Now I have all the trees ready. I will now go in and take, let's see, I'm going to mark all these. I'm going to go back to the foliage, and basically the same just as before. We're going to drag these then in and then treat them as they were, you know, fern or sapling or one of these bush or weeds or something like that. That is a great way of just going. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes, and then we're going to get it in there, and then I'm going to show you. And that is just like the most, what do you call it, satisfying moments, is that when you make a forest. It's something for sure. But yeah, let's just give it a hot minute, and then you should be fine. What are you guys working on? Are you guys also making a forest, or is there someone who's gone a little bit more urban, or have people fallen down into the rabbit hole of mega scans and free stuff on the marketplace? I mean, see, here's the thing. Like, you can make some cool environmental level design, and basically, this is what I'm using this Unreal for. Is you can create visually stunning scenes, and basically, that is what an environment artist is when you get into the industry. Instead of using Megascans, you will have like an entire art department making assets and whatnot, and that is what you then use to create these type of worlds. It is insane what you can do with these type of tools. Myself really wants to be an environment artist whenever I'm done. So yeah, I hope that if Blizzard or Bethesda or CD Projekt Red or Naughty Dog is tuning in to the stream right now, yeah. Cool. All right. So now we've added all the trees here. We are now gonna increase the brush size, but we're gonna definitely turn down the maybe go indie. That would be dope. Absolutely. I've also been told that that is a good way to start your career. But just casual, if Naughty Dog, Blizzard, Bethesda, CD Projekt Red, or someone is like hanging out in the chat, just give me a call. Lintu. Oh, that's cool, Lintube. Hell yeah. Oh. Wow. Holy smokes. Huh. That's interesting. That was... Yeah, you can just see... Whoop. We just created... We just created just a massive, like, as you can see, this is absolutely insane, right? Yeah. Well, I remember again, kind of do the same procedure as before. Go easy when it comes to when painting, just like small strokes, or else you will be having to do something like me right now, which is like erasing the stuff and yeah, going back. So I'll go back to my I know some guys at Triband and Go Ship Games. Actually, I was this weekend I was in Herning, being the +1 with one of my friends. His name is Mark. He's working for Go Ship Games because they were nominated alongside with Triband as well. And we were sitting at the nomination because they were nominated. It was a super cool experience. So I definitely got to meet some cool peeps. So yeah, but it would be amazing to join those teams as well. Hell yeah. So now we are basically just populating it. I'm using really like macro scales to avoid spawning too many trees and whatnot. So yeah. As you can see, we're getting some good results here. I was hoping that maybe the size of them would be a little bit bigger. But I think this actually kind of works. I think this is actually pretty cool. Oi! They have arisen. Nope. We'll go in. I would like to know if I could... Hell yeah. Alright. Let me cook for a minute, because actually here we can go in and do uniform scaling, but we can also increase it in sizes so they can actually randomize each other, so you have like some small ones and bigger ones to avoid that whole that it looks like it's just been copy pasted, you know, control V across the place. But I was not super excited about the size of it. So basically what we're doing is that we are going in now and we're gonna do 10. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I now do paint. Ah, see? Yeah, that's cool. I think that's really cool. So let me just get in here and just add... Let's see how that looks from down here. Yeah, and then we'll do a lesser density just to kind of thin it out a little bit, to give a little bit of a breakup. Just to give that a this now. Holy smackaroos, huh? That looks cool. Let's do a smaller brush size, just so I can control it a little bit. And increase the density a little bit more. Oh god, we are like so close to run out of time. Alright, I'll be fast as possible here, and also make sure that you'll be on your way. I know everybody has lives too. Now we're just gonna increase the size. Oh, maybe. Ah, yeah, see, it can go super fast, spawning these ones. Let's see if I do this. Just so we're getting a little bit closer as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat. Alright. Yeah, I don't like you though. That little guy that's just like popping out, just like saying hello. Nope. And you can also leave as well. Cool. Now, I've just like done a fast one. Like I said, this is not pretty for me. I'm getting the 80%, but this is very much inviting you guys to kind of just like work on your project afterwards, because now you practically have the driver license of how to just like, you know, basically navigate. And there's, you know, heaps of tutorials online for you guys to use. I'm gonna go and find my Cine Actor camera. I'm gonna go in and I want to pilot it because I kind of want to get that. Yeah, I'm not super stoked about the overall design, but we'll try and make something cool out of this. Anyway, yeah, this looks cool. Now I want to show you a cool trick here, and that is your directional lights, because maybe someone wants to change the light a little bit. So out in the outliner you have something called directional light, and if you hold down Control L, I think, is it? Yeah, isn't it? Control L. No, wait, hold on. Control L and. Oh yeah, there we go. And then hold down the shift. Yeah, there we go. And click once. Now you can see that we're changing. Hold on, let me just get in here. Let me just get in here to show you what is going on here. One more time. Control L. There we go. Wait, hold on. Why are you disappearing? Oh yeah, there we go. And now we disappeared. But basically, this gives you the option of changing the direction of the sun. I also kind of like it just to have it, just like, you know, using the gizmo. So, you know, getting in there and start just like, you know, turning it down. See, now we can create a sunset if we want to get that golden hour. We can change the lighting if we really want to have like some kind of a cool little effect here. You can see how that smoky haze is coming as that really just like getting in there. Absolutely gorgeous. You can also go even further down if you really want to get that, you know, sunset kind of feeling. It is a little bit unfortunate that we can't really see the sky from here, but that is something for you guys to choose from. Yeah, I think. Oh my God, flashbang. We'll maybe get here, just so we can get a little bit of like some cool casting shadows. I think that's looking pretty neat. Oh yeah, baby, that's pretty neat. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks super cool. I probably forgot to pilot my Cine Actor camera, but I'm just gonna quickly get that sucker in there to see what is going on. I kind of want to have a little bit of maybe a mysterious forest here. This is gonna be super fast because I got 5 minutes left on until, so we'll just quickly go in Quixel, and I'll search for a sword. Let's see if I have something here. Swords and daggers. I mean, you have so many things that you can choose from. Like, it is absolutely insane. I can see I've already downloaded one. I'm just quickly gonna add it to the project. I'm gonna take that, add it in here, leave it. And remember to use R to scale things up again and get into that unified scaling. And now we can just go in and kind of just get that so it's like a little bit more placed. Good. Now it starts to look a little bit like like a loading screen. Oh, by the way, Lintube, can you ask your brother to like speed up the process for the next The Elder Scrolls? Like, I've been waiting for years to get that game. It's hell yeah. Last thing you can play around with is the exponential height fog. You can really go in and increase and decrease if you want to. Default value is 0.02. It's really just up to you what you would like to really get that placed. I weren't happy with Starfield. No comments. No comment. Second option here is the fall off. It's like where you want to. So if you really want to go Silent Hill, as we talked about earlier, you can really start increasing it. You can also create custom materials. That will also be something cool that you can look into afterwards. But when we start to find something like we are, something that we're happy with, I'm going to show you how to quickly set up a little render of how to capture a scene of it. And by doing so, we are, my brother was assigned to Starfield. Best of luck. Damn. Damn. Oof. Yeah, best of luck. Alright, with 2 minutes left, I'm gonna do a little bit of a fast one. You can always go back and rewatch it. So we're gonna go up here to quickly add to project. There is under cinematic. Wait, hold on. What am I doing, Christian? Sorry. This one, the little clapper. We're gonna go here. We're gonna add something called add level sequence. You know what, guys? Is it okay I'm going like 5 minutes above, like over the schedule? I really want to kind of show you this. Or do you guys want to, just to end it here, or make me want to go fast? Would like 5 minutes be okay with you guys? Because I really want to just like show you how to get this kind of in a cool way. Totally cool. Everybody's cool with like a little bit of a 5 minute overtime. I promise you, it's gonna make it worthwhile for you guys. So I'll show you for the next 5 minutes how to do a render. Super good. Cool, Stefania. Cool. So now we're taking a little bit slow. So in the same bar where you have the selection mode, there's something. Can I remove the texture from the ground completely without erasing it one by one? Lintube. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll quickly show you this and I will talk to you about this. Here, there's a clapper. I want you to then do what is called add level sequence. In content, you're gonna call it, let's call it forest sequence. And we're just gonna do save and do it out in the content folder because then it's easy to find. You're then gonna see that in the same as the content browser, you're gonna see there is a new sequence in here. This is basically your animation or your timeline where you want to make sure things are being added in and whatnot. You're gonna go out to the outliner, you're gonna find your Cinecamera actor, you're gonna take it just like we took with the foliage editor, and you're gonna put it down here in this like little gray area that is like right there. You're gonna drop it and you're gonna see something that's happening. And you're gonna see something that is happening. And you're gonna see something that's happening. There we go. I was just a little bit too bad. And now you can see that it starts to it's gonna start like showing you what is happening inside the camera. And when you're happy with this and you've been like setting this up, you can now actually go in. First of all, you're gonna press G. G is hiding like all the icons and like unnecessary gizmos. So when you press G, you can see now they disappeared. Don't worry about it. If you press G again, they will appear again. But it's just you don't want that rendered in into the scene itself. So pressing G, hide it. Down here, just under the sequencer, you're gonna see render this movie to a video or image frame sequence. We're not going to do frame stacks, but you can see here there's an output format called video sequence AVI, which is the file format. It's quite a bit. The files can get quite big. You can use compression if you want to. I'll gladly take it in a full HD if I want to. 24 frames per second. Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, I'm just gonna capture the movie. And then you press. And we're gonna save selected. And now you can see it just capturing video. Now, of course, I didn't show you it, but you can see here down in the left corner that it's capturing it right now as we speak. So this is a very good thing to do. Yeah. Now we're just gonna give it a few minutes. You can always, of course, extend the timeline if you want to give it a little bit extra time. Basically, just is to drag it further. And since it's 165 frames, so yeah, you can do a math and then divide that by 30 because that's your average frames per second. Yeah, captured, finished, and then I can now open it. When you open it down here, now we have it here. Quickly just gonna make sure one thing here because this is not taxing. Now when I open my video capture, I will now be able to play it. And voila. Now we got that. How cool is that? I know it's not the best quality because I kept the compression on. But if you go 100 and you do full HD or something like that, you're gonna have some really clean stuff. But this is, I know this is, and it looks a little bit off. I didn't have the time, but this is my, okay. Can I give you guys a little bit of a homework? I want you guys to just like sit and mess around with Unreal. Oh yeah, Arturi, cool intro, and Unreal greet from Finland. Arturi, thank you for participating along. I would like you all to go onto our Discord, spend some time making your scene, and when you're feeling comfortable, as per usual, we would love to see some of your artwork. Please go ahead and add this to the Bootcamp channel. Get in there, share it with us, and we'll. I think Emily would be very excited to see your Unreal. But don't sweat it. Take the weekend, spend some time, figure out with the mega scans. Just promise me one thing: keep an eye out on your disk space because it can go quite fast when if you've downloaded it and not deleted it and whatnot. But I would love to see some of the stuff that you've made, and yeah, mess around, and I hope that you guys learned a little bit today. Totally rewatching this live stream and making something cooler than mine right now. LinTube, see, I didn't make something pretty as well. This is what I could make in an hour or so. Take the time. This, of course, is going to be available as a video on demand as soon as I'm pressing the stop streaming. So get in there, rewatch the whole thing. You can also watch the first version of this. I kind of made an identical scene here, went a little bit better, I would say, but I'm not tattling. But Stefania, learned a lot. Thank you. Lintu feels like King Arthur style. Yeah, or maybe a Kingdom Come Deliverance part 2 pause starting screen or something like that. Yeah, you could go crazy with this. But I would love to see you guys have a little bit of fun, mess around, like make an urban scene, make a city, make a forest or a desert. Like the world is your oyster. So yeah. I am more than happy to have been helping you guys out. Can you show how to delete the texture before you finish, if I may request again? Of course, LinTube. Jörn, learned a lot. I'm glad that you did. Yeah, absolutely. I want it gone. LinTube, let's fix that for a quick minute. To everybody else, if you have to leave or something like that, thank you so much for watching. I will quickly do a little bit of tech support here for our dear LinTube. So basically, I believe what your issue is that do you want to remove the ground texture, like this type of material? Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah, Arturi, see you next Wednesday. Not the ground, but the paint. Oh, right. Paint. Cool. You go into the foliage, right? You need to make sure. I want to put snow here and there. I don't like it. Okay, so have you made like, do you have like actual like snow that you want to put on? Or do you want to like paint certain... okay, I'll just show you how to erase stuff. There is this up here, the one that I'm hovering. No, put it, but I didn't like it. Okay, cool. So this erase button, you want to make sure that you've highlighted, you want to check the ones that you're about to, you want to erase. You need to make sure those are checked in, or else nothing is going to happen. Because if I check everything off, and I have the erase, as you can see, nothing has been enabled. If I go in with, and I want to delete all this, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening at all. You need to go in, get those, and now you can see, now I can start deleting the stuff around. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit, but it's actually a quite good way of like working with layers, especially when it comes to Photoshop. So you might want to start with, with all the ground clutter. So let's say you're working with, let's say, the first level. All right, no wonder it didn't work. Thank you. You're very welcome. But yeah, just imagine like layers. So you start with, ground clutter, bush, and then you go into the bigger ones, and then you disable them, because then you have more creativity. So let's say if you want the trees removed and you're not like super happy about it, or the ground clutter, you just go in and disable all the other ones, and then you only have the that specific, certain meshes that you go in and delete from. But I hope everything was, I hope it was entertaining. I really had some fun today. Make sure to go into our Discord, take the time out this week, have fun with Unreal Engine, and as always, I will be in there gladly and very excitingly watching it. And of course, we did not go through the submissions today because we're a little bit over time, but I'm looking very much forward to next week, where we'll probably take a look at some of your Unreal project, if you want to share them with us. But thank you for this time around. Once again, your moderator Christian now has become a live stream. Thank you. Jørgen, thank you, and I wish you as well a wonderful week, and I wish you everyone a wonderful weekend. If there's any issues or whatsoever, find me on Discord, in the CADA Discord. My name is CJ. I have the avatar of one of the Daft Punk, because I'm a really big fan of Daft Punk. Or just text in the Bootcamp chat if you have any issues regarding Unreal. And I know for a fact as well that the current class, class 23, they've just finished their game project. So I believe there is a bunch of very, very talented Unreal artists in there that can maybe help you out, should you, worst case scenario, if you meet any obstacles on your project. But I will be signing out. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely morning, have a lovely afternoon to wherever you are in the world. Once again, your moderator Christian will now be signing off. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And Lynn too, have a great week as well. And to everyone who tuned in, have a good one, guys.